The NIL agreement has opened up huge opportunities for student athletes to start their own merch programs. On this episode of Decoration Myths, we're going to explore apparel decoration ideas that they will love. Welcome to another episode of Decoration Myths. I'm Stephen Baer from S&S Activewear.
And I'm Josh Ellsworth with STAHLS.
Well, good to see you, Josh. Been hearing a lot about name, image, and likeness agreements.
Yes.
And I would imagine this has really opened up a ton of opportunities in the merch sector.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a whole new pool of student athletes that want to create merch a little different than before. And so what the opportunity really is for an apparel decorator or a distributor to figure out, how can I capitalize with this unique opportunity as well? How can I create a merch line for a student athlete that not only are they going to be able to capitalize on the opportunity and make money on, but that's going to look cool and have some style to wear.
Exactly.
And I think we've done that today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not just names and numbers. Of course, that's probably the largest opportunity in name and image likeness, to do the student athlete name number on the jersey or the t-shirt sort of jersey. But we're going to kind of push beyond that today and give you some great ideas. And that's all starting with this particular t-shirt. So let's talk about that.
So this t-shirt is the CVC from Next Level, the 6210, one of their top sellers. We put this out here. Tons of team colors to choose from. So I would imagine the student athlete likes to stay true to, their where it all started, right? Their home colors. So
yeah, absolutely. And so we took this t-shirt and we wanted to come up with like another concept again, rather than just name and number. And so one opportunity that you have out there is to not only take the athlete's name, but take their likeness in the form of photography and a photo. And so in this particular case, we conducted a photo shoot of a student athlete and brought those photos to life just in a little different way with a little more graphic element and style.
Nice.
And so this particular player, not only are we incorporating his name, but we're incorporating the full photo and a player signature. So let's head over to the heat press and you'll be able to see all of these up close and see how to apply them to this shirt.
Nice.
So we're working on our Hotronix Fusion heat press, and all of the graphics that we're going to be working with today are direct-to-film transfers. And one of the reasons I love direct-to-film transfers is because there's just so much versatility with what you can do. So you'll see photo quality, single color stuff, many colors. You'll see fine detail, player signature, so many opportunities. Let's preheat first, and that... Good.
Yeah, so right when you brought out the graphic, that direct to film, you can see the individual right in front of you. So it is photo quality,
Yeah, absolutely. Assist me there. So we position this down, right? We're going to go with a traditional front placement. If we're setting up a brand for this athlete, we definitely want some staples in that product lineup. This shirt with all of those colors and team colors serve that opportunity well. And we wanted kind of a staple front design to represent his brand. And so with direct-to-film transfers, they all have a little different application instruction. Here at STAHLS, we manufacture our own line called Ultracolor Max. So a decorator doesn't need to own the printer. They can simply upload the artwork that they want to have completed in a transfer. They can have that come into them and then ultimately just position and press it, which is what we're doing here today.
It's so easy. I mean, with unlimited color too, right?
Yeah, unlimited color. And look at this. Hot peel, right? And so being able to release that right away to keep up the speed. And, I think when you're setting up a brand or a line for an athlete, just going that little extra in the details. And so for that, we're going to take this player signature that we have here. And yes, I can do a sleeve print with that. But I think one of the more interesting opportunities, let's just slide this up. Keep it really simple to apply. I'm going to go down to this bottom hem area, and I'm going to position this signature here, just like it's a logo on a popular sports brand or something that you would see, or clothing line.
It's a great popular location.
Yeah, and this is going to get hit twice. Not a big deal. I'm just going to make sure that the cover sheet is covering it so it's not exposed directly to the heating element, so I don't have a messy situation. Right?
That was going to be my question. I was like, whoa, we're hitting it twice.
Yeah.
So no problem with direct to film.
No, if you hit it twice, no problem with direct to film, as long as you're not going crazy on the temperature.
Okay.
I'm still at the 290 degrees that it applies at, so absolutely no issue with heating and reheating it.
Nice.
And again, hot peel, got that smooth release.
Easy as that.
And then we have a really nice completed finish. So full front
This
design.
is great.
Little,
And I love the subtlety of like the signature, but it definitely, gets recognized. And Notorious, that's his first name.
yeah, that's his actual name for this particular athlete. So
That's fantastic.
that's awesome. And so we're going to take photo quality to another level
Wow.
with this particular design. And so again, the full photo and effect, he's carrying the football or whatever it is for his sport.
It's great.
But the product that we're going to decorate is pretty awesome.
So this bag, this is our 22-liter dry bag from Oakley. And so this has always been a challenge because people get it and they go, wait a minute. So it's waterproof, windproof, and it's a roll down seal.
Okay.
Right. But people always go, wait a minute, anything waterproof, I get really nervous on. So
yeah, it has
here it is.
Yeah, so it's certainly something I wouldn't want to just place on top of the press and heat apply like that. I definitely want to leverage the cantilever design or insert something into here to protect the layers from sticking together. So if you'll hold that for me.
No problem.
I'm going to grab the appropriate attachment here on our heat press that may fit inside of that bag. And so we'll swap out this 16 by 20 inch for, I think, the 11 by 15 inch wide platen will do the job. So it just locks into place. Now I can take that bag, trade you off here if you can hold the design, split it, clear this, and load it on. So don't worry, just the strap caught me up here on the handle. So that was like, why won't that go all the way up? There it is, right? And so I have the nice logo icon here. Let's just kind of pull that over the edge since I can get rid of it. Not a problem there. I have plenty of room, plenty of space to operate. And because I've changed my platen, I'm going to grab that cover sheet. Don't want to damage the bag, so I'm going to lay that on top.
Sure.
Let's check our pressure just to make sure we didn't move too far off from where we were. And it's good. So we do that preheat step at the same time. When you're decorating poly or nylon, you can actually skip the preheat. It doesn't tend to hold a lot of moisture. It's when it's a cotton fabric, you definitely need to preheat for the full time.
And that pulls that moisture out.
Yeah, and you'll feel it. You'll feel the moisture coming out. And then we're going to position it. Cover the whole thing.
This is exciting.
Yeah, and so I don't know how this is going to respond. And so that's the key thing here. Like when we talked about the bag, you mentioned to me it's like a wipe down sort of finish rather than something that's going to be laundered, correct?
For sure.
So I'm looking for adhesion here, not necessarily 50 wash durability. So know your item, know your opportunity, the expected life. Direct to film transfers, technically, these ones aren't recommended for 50 wash cycles on a nylon, but I think it'll stick. I think it'll stay. Actually, I'm already seeing the carrier release. It sticks really nice.
Wow.
Right? Remove that. And it's almost like a part of the bag here.
Wow. And when you look at that quality, I mean, that's...
Yeah, and you feel...
great.
So it's definitely got some characteristics behind the bag that are warm right now.
Sure.
Right? And so just making sure I unseat that off very easily. Be careful not to touch those components against each other so the bag doesn't stick against each other. But we'll be able to slide that off. And once that cools completely down, you'll have a nice completed result. So,
I mean, and these cool rather quickly, correct?
Yeah, it's actually cool to the touch right now. So just a few seconds. You could even leave it on the press for those few extra seconds if you'd like.
So I mean, this bag's wonderful. So I mean, to use it, people just simply just roll it like that, and then you click it, and then that seals everything in. And look at that. Yeah, that's great. You got a branded logo and then a great picture. So.
Yeah, and you know, if you see any areas that are kind of like off contact in the application, I just want to encourage you that we talked about being able to heat and reheat this. So if any area of your transfer is lifting at all on the first application,
just hit it.
Don't be afraid to load it back in, cover it with a cover sheet like the craft paper, and give it an additional 5 to 6 seconds to create that better bond. So lots of opportunities here. And there are also nylon adhesive products that you can use. We wanted to try this whole episode with direct-to-film transfers, but lots of transfers with a nylon adhesive that can be used as well. So lots of opportunities to brand for name and image likeness.
I mean, the two pieces. Let's move into some fancy stuff.
Yeah, and
I
so
love it.
I know that this was a piece, if you want to hold that up here.
Sure. So this is brand new. This is brought to us by Champion. It's their sport line. And so this is their CHP 180. This is the hoodie. It's 95% poly, 5% spandex. Super soft to the touch. And, you know, you've got some really nice branding, you know, with the drawstrings and then reflective component with the Champion C. So I'm really interested to see what you have in store for this.
Yeah, so we have some different elements here that we'll show you up close here at the heat press. Let's go ahead and get the item loaded first. And so to do that, front of the hoodie placement seems obvious here. So I'm just going to rotate my platen 90 degrees. Then I'm able to split that hoodie, and I'm trying to get rid of this pocket so it doesn't cause me a pressure issue, and just load it on. So I'm going to step in front of the press to make sure I have everything pulled down to the shoulder seams. Make sure I'm going to retract the front of that collar off, get to this nice front printing area with the pocket centered underneath, and you see all of the bulk, the drawstrings, the pocket, the hood, hanging out of the way and out of the way. Completely clean.
It's great.
Working surface. And so using my cover sheet, again, I'm going to feel for the pressure here. I didn't change the platen, so I shouldn't have that much of an adjustment on the pressure, but there is the thickness of the hoodie that is quite a bit thicker than the bag that we were just working with. And that does impact the pressure, actually. So we did our little preheat there. Now we will take our design, and we have all sorts of customization zones. In this particular case, we just did the name and the signature all combined in a nice full front design. So let's...
It's a great first name.
Yeah, it's great, right? And so let's fold this back to back, right? And I'm just finding my centering line because it's an italic font, which is making it a little difficult for me to make sure it's straight. So I'm just going to pinch it.
Yeah, nice.
Right? And now I have this centering mark. I know that's the center of my design.
And that doesn't affect the transfer.
No, not at all.
That's great.
Yep. So
helpful tip right there.
Position it down. Make sure I'm even. Good. Cover it. And heat apply. 290 degrees, 15 seconds, 12 to 15 seconds. Hot peel. Just repeat the process every time. And you'll notice this is a 2-color design, all in a single layer. So
that's great.
It's a great product to feed through. And what's really cool is the brand, the athlete can get a consistency in the quality of the decoration because of the versatility of direct-to-film transfers. They can have confidence that this is the look, this is the feel, this is the style that's going to go across my brand. And so I can trust it in the durability of it.
That's great. I mean, we're super excited about this this category because, I mean, we have more styles and more color offerings out there than anybody in the market, and a lot of great brands. And so the student athlete is really gravitating to, you know, this space.
Yeah,
it's nice.
And we're not done yet, as you might imagine, right? And so I've loaded a sleeve and leg platen on because I think it's pretty cool to add different design elements here.
It looks so nice.
And we have a great sleeve. So I want to make sure everybody sees this. So I'm going in through the hood.
Okay.
So I'm just opening it up. This is a 6 by 20 inch print area. It's really small and tight underneath here, which means I'm able to load a sleeve. On some of our presses, you have a wider footprint, like the clamshell, and you're not able to load the sleeve completely because it just won't fit. And so you need to think about those details in your machine if you're investing in new equipment. And so this is a wonderful branding opportunity where I can just slide it, pull that top seam right up to the edge, and I have that full print area, right?
It's all about the equipment.
It is. It is. It's capability. So, of course, when you're looking for a heat press, it needs to measure time, temperature, and pressure accurately. But also, I'd like to ask the obvious question that sometimes people don't think about is, what can I make with it, right? If you want to expand your product assortment, you want to expand the opportunities that you have, you need to have a versatile heat press that can hit a lot of print zones, a lot of different logo areas, a lot of different product.
That's exciting. And this is such a quick process.
It is.
I mean, the dwell time is short.
Yeah, dwell time short. Most of the work really is in the setup and the loading. And so if you're running a production factory, make sure you're staging those products before they get to your heat press department. That will help you pick up your efficiency.
I'm in on this one.
Go ahead, peel it.
This hot peel is too exciting. Just, there it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Nice and easy, right? And you think we would be done, but we want to set this off with all the branding details, right? And so for that, I'm probably gonna change my platen here. Let me
What are you thinking?
Well, let me try the one we have on there. Let's give it a go.
Okay. Oh, you're going drawstring.
Yeah,
I
so
like it.
I love the Champion
Stepping it up.
logo
Yeah.
on these drawstrings. And so, but there's a side that's open here. And
Oof.
so now it's looking like the athlete's co-branded with one of the coolest brands in Champion. And I don't know of a better way to make it look like it's integrated in the manufacturing of the apparel.
That's great.
So I'm going to lay these across here. I'd love to do 2 at once so I can save some time. See, I'm just kind of stuffing the hoodie and kind of positioning
because
it.
having all that open, you can start adjusting.
Right, and
It's
then
very cool.
we kind of put this here. And you see how the laces keep wanting to retract. I certainly don't want to press this area of the drawstring because that's going to melt. And so there's a idea here, right? We got the thermo tape. And so I'm just going to take a piece of this. Let's see if we can just tape them in the same spots. I'll tape this one down. Tape this one off the edge. Just like that.
Wow.
Right.
So now they're out of all the
I have no risk. I know they're
No
even.
risk.
I know
Yeah.
they're out of the way. I could probably do 2 hoodies at once if I wanted to get really crazy. Then I can take this design, position it, the static on my fingers. All right, so I'm going to use another piece of tape for this too. I don't want it to move. So let's just take a piece of tape here.
So here you have his number, his signature, and then his full name.
Absolutely.
That he's really branding.
Yeah, and so it's just
That
like
is awesome.
kind of that repeating detail, just making sure it gets good contact. And you may be thinking, hey, there's a lot of time and expense here in the tape, but it's like the cost of the transfer.
Sure.
This stuff is 6 cents a square inch, and it's a no minimum order. And so literally something like this, it's, I don't know, probably like 1/4 inch by 3 inches, something like that.
But when I look at this, I mean, look what we're building. We're building a piece that Notorious can now take out and wear and start to market himself.
Yeah.
And there's every detail. I mean, we've got the front hit, we've got side, the sleeve with his slogan of push your limits. And now I'm very anxious to see this.
Right. And it kind of ties it all off, right? And so it's the little branding details. Here we had the little signature in the bottom, right? Here we're going to have the little drawstring. So it's taking every little detail into account so we can get a great finished product. So when this is done, what we're going to do is, I want to try something. Maybe we can reuse this tape for the next shirt. So I would just probably peel the tape back.
Okay, you need help? No, you're good?
Well, I've taped over top of the top here, so I'm going to have to pull this one first. That's all. Oh, wow. Peels beautifully right there. All right, and so I got to remove these pieces first and hot peel it. No problem. Get all that detail, and then I will conserve this piece of tape, right, that went across my platen. And I'll just kind of leave it hang out here. And now I'm laying the next job out and stretching it again, right? And so I don't have to use a new piece of tape every time.
Wow.
This is pretty sweet.
That is very sweet. No, I mean, this is definitely, I mean, you look at this Champion Sport line, it's got 11 styles, and then, I mean, I can just imagine him walking in and seeing this little detail, like it's got his signature on it. And then you got push your limit. And like I said, there's 11 other styles. And we hit this. This is their Sports City woven short from Champion, same reflective detail. So, now he's starting to build the foundation of his apparel line.
Yeah, and so you don't need to overdo it. Like we hit a lot of hits on this, which is great, right?
Yeah.
And you see that a lot of placement opportunities on a hoodie. We could have done the hood, the pocket, so many opportunities, but we just added the nice little placement here on the bottom right of the short opposite the Champion logo. We certainly could have done the drawstring on the short just the same.
Sure.
Build a collection,
Absolutely.
build a brand for these athletes is what we're trying to say here with the premium products, premium looks.
I mean, Josh, right now I'm excited for Notorious. I mean, this is a sweet program. All these items just look fantastic. We tackled the dry bag. Thank you. That's been a question for a long, long time. So please look in the links below for all these great products that Josh decorated, and we will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thanks.